In Need for Speed Most Wanted, when you start a police challenge in Challenge Series mode, you don't see the countdown. Instead, you always take control of the car as soon as the HUD appears. Today, I'm going to show you what happens if you enable that countdown. Does it come with any side effects? You will find out in a moment, but before I continue, I want to say that it is my second video on this channel, so the only thing I'm going to ask you again is to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to enable notifications as well. Now let's finally get down to business. First, I will show you how to enable the countdown and answer the question posted in the title, and then I will take a closer look at the specific challenges, as some of them deserve special attention. I will be using the Need for Speed VLT ED tool. Generally, I call it VLT Editor. Link is in the description below. If it's the first time you're running the program, you will need to specify the game's location. Simply click on File, Open, and then choose the root directory of the game. Next, expand these folders: Gameplay, Base Element, Activity, Race, Engaged, Basic Race, Challenge Race. In the Challenge Race folder, you will find the Do Countdown option. Just set it to True and save the changes. This option will apply to every single police challenge. Also, you need to install the Extra Options mod, because otherwise you won't be able to load your profile. The changes are noticeable right from the start. First of all, the car simply stands still. Furthermore, we don't start in first gear, but in higher gears. Also, when the HUD appears and countdown starts, the car will still be controlled by AI, so we won't be able to shift gears and neither the gas nor the brakes will work. Once the countdown ends, we will finally take control of the car, but by then, the police will have already arrested us. Even if the police were far away from us or we enabled the Never Busted option in the Z-menu trainer, there is still a problem. The vehicle cannot be moved at all. Initially, I thought the AI was to blame during the countdown, so I decided to disable it with the trainer and wait until the countdown ends, but that didn't help either. Actually, the only way to move the car is to use air brake in the menu. But honestly, does anyone really need that?
I don't think so.
On the other hand, it's good to keep that in mind. When it comes to restarting the pursuit, two scenarios can occur, depending on the challenge you have selected. In the former, the restart goes off without a hitch. In the latter, the loading screen will remain until you're busted.
Driver is in custody. I repeat, driver is in custody. Routine EMS already en route.
If you restart the challenge now, it will happen immediately. But if you restart it again, you will be forced to stare at the loading screen once more until you see the busted cutscene, and so on and so forth. I would also like to point out something about the second scenario. Once you get busted during the loading screen, you will notice in the cutscene that only a small area of the map is loaded. However, in most challenges, you may think that the entire map is still there, but I will get to that later. Either way, even if you fly around using the debug camera, nothing else will load. Generally, the only area that loads is the one where a particular challenge begins. If you restart the event, everything goes back to normal. Here is the list of challenges that have unusual race restart. And in just a moment, you will find out which races I have chosen that, in my opinion, are worth special attention. Challenge number 30 has an interesting quirk. Whenever you restart the pursuit, the loading screen will disappear a little later than usual, and you will be busted before the HUD even appears. In challenge number 34, the police are far away from you, so they won't arrest you right away. They have to drive over to you first. This is the only instance of its kind in the entire challenge series mode. As regards challenge number 12, the vehicle isn't teleported far away from the starting point during the busted cutscene. Because of this, you may have a feeling that even though this challenge has a broken restart option, the map seems to be intact. But if you activate the debug camera and fly around a bit, you will see that, as I said earlier, you won't be able to explore the entire map. To fix this, you will have to restart the challenge again. The same applies to challenges number 20, 46, 48 and 50. In challenge number 14, after restarting the pursuit, you may notice that the map isn't fully loaded during the cutscene. In challenge number 56, however, your car will be right next to the edge of the road. The last challenge I have left to discuss is challenge number 6. During the busted cutscene, the car is placed a little farther from its original spot, but that's not the end of it. If you get busted during the so-called loading, the cutscene will be a bit broken. All the objects were positioned slightly lower than in the original cutscene, and when I saw the restart menu, I noticed the shadow of my car. I discovered this about 4 years ago, and the phenomena I observed for the first time left me literally speechless.
Code 4 takedown. Wrecker en route. File number has been generated, and we have got a wrecker en route for the vehicle. Cancel the tone alert. Suspect is in custody. ACI investigators en route. 10-4, suspect is in custody. I repeat, suspect is in custody.
I will quickly go over the police challenges that are not part of challenge series mode. The first one is the final pursuit, which triggers after you defeat Razor. And yes, technically speaking, it's a police challenge. Anyway, everything plays out the same way, and restarting the event does not cause any weird bugs, with the exception of the one particular busted cutscene.
I copy your code 4. Suspect has been arrested.
Hey, Hotshot. Hey, thanks for helping us out. We've been able to pick up every blacklist racer thanks to you.
Apart from that, you can also hear Cross even during the cutscene, which I found amusing.
Unit, slow down. Code 4 arrest. Suspect is in custody.
Hey, Hotshot. Hey, thanks for helping us out.
The second challenge is called 20.8.1. If you try to start a race on this track, you will be stuck in the loading screen. To fix this, you need to use NFS VLTED. All you have to do is add the challenge to the event icon type field and save the changes. Once you finally start the race, you will see exactly the same effects as in all the other challenges. If you restart the event, nothing unusual happens. By the way, I noticed when the busted cutscene takes place at the entrance to the old bridge, the roadwork disappears, and after the cutscene ends, the roadwork appears again. Finally, I will briefly discuss this issue in Need for Speed Carbon and show you why it makes no sense to make a separate video about it. To begin with, the Do Countdown option has been assigned to every single police challenge, so changing it in the challenge race folder will not have any effect. This means you have to change this option manually for each challenge. Once you enable it, the first thing that sets Most Wanted apart is that the vehicle simply keeps driving, just as if nothing had happened. When the HUD appears, you immediately take control of the car. On the other hand, I expected the AI to continue controlling my car during the countdown, but I was wrong. Once the start message appears, the car will have the same speed as it had at the beginning of the challenge. For instance, if the initial speed is 100 km per hour and you stop your car during the countdown, then after the countdown ends, the vehicle will instantly speed up to 100 km per hour. If your speed is higher, the game will also reset it to the original speed, even when driving in reverse. If you restart the event or get busted, you won't encounter any bugs. You can complete these events without any issues. And that's everything I can say about Carbon. Nothing extraordinary happens. It's just that the feature could be improved. And that wraps up this video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.